everybody, and thank you for joining us for our Kickstarter mini previews this week. This is take two since we had some little technical problems on the last one, but we are going to cover three great games that are on Kickstarter right now and live: Gorinto, Try to Win, and Altered Carbon. So let's dive right in with Gorinto, which is the first of these. It's really a beautifully made and really interesting looking strategy game. You have a board on which you collect various elements that you need to move around and grab those into piles to create what's called a Gorinto, which is kind of a philosophy, if you like. And basically what you're doing is you're trying to block the other player from getting what they need. You're trying to decide which of the elements you're focused on and how they align in different patterns. And that builds up your own Gorinto, as I said before. And as you move around, you're also trying to make sure that other people aren't able to create the patterns that they want to create as well. So really pretty interesting, quite a lot of different mechanics in here. And the game is already funded, but there's still obviously time. There's 18 days to go. So if you're interested in the game, you can get that. And as you can see, I think some really interesting dynamics in here and worth taking a look at. The second game that we're going to look at is called Try to Win. It's basically about racing a triathlon. But what we really like about this is that you're not just racing, and that's what you would see in a lot of typical games, but you're also doing things like building up the actual course and trying to do that in your favor before you even start the race. Grabbing the kinds of skills that you need to both further your own chances of winning, but also interfere with the other players. The other thing that's great about this is it's kind of back to the roots of Kickstarter. It's doesn't have a very high pledge goal. It's clearly a game that's been developed with a lot of love and attention, and funding it will actually help it make it a lot better. And I think this is a really great showcase of what Kickstarter should really be about, which is taking the game ideas and rather than having lots and lots of flashy graphics, but really just focus on the game itself. So really hoping that this team gets over the line, as it were. And there are 5 days to go, so it's pretty close. There's just $500 of pledge level to go. So keep pushing and keep funding, and take a look at this one, especially if you actually like the real world physical triathlon that's out there as well. This looks like a pretty nice simulation, and we really like the idea that you're also constructing the course and your skills before actually just racing. All right, great. So the last one that we're going to cover is Altered Carbon. Now, we wouldn't really normally cover this because it's more of an RPG game, but since we love Altered Carbon, this is actually looks really, really cool to highlight as well. So if you haven't seen the series, there's a 3-book series which now Netflix last year created a single series of TV segments. The new series, I think, has just been green-lighted, so there'll be a second of these. It's a very dark dystopian future that you live in, and the RPG looks well thought out. There are a lot of different elements. You can play different types of residents of Bay City. There are a whole bunch of different storylines that merge into it. As you can see, it's already pretty popular since it's the official Kickstarter, but I think this one actually looks really interesting. They've expanded the storyline in a number of ways. The original novels are amazing. The TV series twisted the storyline a bit, which some fans didn't like so much. But certainly the world is a really interesting place, and this looks like a really fun RPG. So check this out, even if it's not quite in the strategy game genre that we normally cover. All right, so that's it for this week. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.